Oh, hey. Why are you in my house? It's not even my house. Welcome to In the House with Lewis, where we get to learn something new every week from the cozy comfort of our own homes. Before we get into all that, let me change from my casual PJs into my formal PJs. One sec. Ooh. Okay. Let's talk relationships. I am an expert. My mind is powerful. My brain is big. Just kidding. I'm a mess. What I do know for sure is that couples are spending more time together now than ever before. And with that comes a whole new set of drama, passion, arguments, challenges, and I have a lot of questions that need answered. And to answer those questions, I'm going to be talking in the house with Liz from Lasting. Lasting is the nation's #1 counseling app, backed by The Knot. Liz is the head of therapy for Lasting, so she's an expert on all things therapy, relationships, and love. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Lewis.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just relaxing at home in my fancy jammies, you know, the usual. So I have a couple questions for you, and I feel like I should start off by saying, we're in like a whole new world when it comes to relationships. Couples are spending more time together than ever before. And I feel like this can open the door for good things and bad things. So can I throw a few of those scenarios, situations at you?
Yeah, sure. Throw them at me.
Cool. Let's talk about decision making. Who makes the call when no one wants to? I'm talking about takeout, like which restaurant you're gonna order from, which Hulu show you're gonna watch next, or what Netflix thing you're gonna binge. Can you just break down who can make those calls?
What's really important is that both partners are participating in decision making. Couples become unhealthy when one person is deferring to the other person's opinions and desires all the time. This just opens the door for resentment and bitterness. The important thing is just to make sure that both people are expressing their opinions and both people are saying, you know, what they like and dislike.
Okay, that makes sense. So if I pick the food, you pick the show. We're just making it an even trade of our decision-making skills. Now, I feel like what's really difficult can be setting boundaries. And especially in the time we live in, it can be really, really difficult to set boundaries when it comes to technology. How do you kind of set those boundaries when it comes to like turning off the phone, shutting out the technology?
I think talking with your partner, if you're in a relationship, and really both of you kind of holding each other accountable to, okay, before we go to bed, we don't want to be on our phones for the hour right before we go to bed. Or we don't want either of us to be on our phones during dinner. And trying to help each other to do that in a way that's supportive and not pointing fingers at each other.
Okay, that makes sense. What about hooking up? How can couples keep things hot and sexy and get their playtime in when they've been spending a lot of time together?
So I think if couples are spending a lot of time together, it's best to try to set aside time that's specifically for sex and for romance. You need to somehow change the routine and change the context. You know, and so I think scheduling is a great thing. Some people shy away from that or feel turned off by it because it sounds just programmatic or forced. But scheduling sex can really build anticipation and eagerness for both partners.
So you can mark it in your calendar: Sunday fun day, Friday sex day. How can we make it a little more fun? Code words?
Yeah, I mean code words. You could call it something fun like dessert night.
Ooh.
You could use some emojis. There's great emojis, right, that you could put in there.
So we'll make sure to utilize those little devil horn emojis. How can couples show appreciation for one another?
Oh yeah, and appreciation is huge. It sounds so simple, and it is in many ways, but it's one of the first things that couples kind of get lazy on or kind of stop doing in a relationship. You know, and then I think another thing that we often forget or is not as obvious is doing things for our partner kind of out of that overflow of appreciation. Taking something off your partner's plate that maybe they always do, doing an act of service or giving them a spontaneous gift out of appreciation.
I know from playing around in Lasting, despite being incredibly single, desperately, painfully so, there's something called emotional calls. Can you kind of explain what those are, what that means? Clearly I am lacking a whole lot of knowledge.
Yeah, and again, I think this goes back to observing and paying attention to your partner and continuing to express curiosity and interest in what's going on in your partner's life. Asking them open-ended questions, and so you continue to know what is the narrative of my partner's life. You know, check in with them like, hey, I think you want me to do this, but I just want to check. I'm not sure if you're wanting me in the room with you, if you want me to sit with you, or if you want some alone time right now. Understanding relationships through this emotional call framework and emotional connection really changes kind of how you're paying attention to your partner.
So let's say one partner is not satisfied with the emotional support that they're receiving. How can they make a change and help their partner to learn how to support them correctly or satisfyingly?
I would encourage you to bring it up in a gentle and soft way with your partner. Talk about your own feelings, and I'd say make it about how you're feeling disconnected, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling you're missing your partner. Sometimes when we're not feeling emotionally supported by our partner, it's because we're assuming that our partner knows what we need and that they can read our mind. And as close as you can get with your partner, you will never fully know their mind and their emotions. And no one is a mind reader, as romantic as it sounds.
Wow, I feel like an expert now. I feel like I can go forth and find my true love. Maybe I'll be the next bachelor. Thank you so much for joining us, Liz. Where can couples find you and get their hands on Lasting?
We have a website, getlasting.com. You can download us. We have an app for iPhones and for Androids. So you can, go onto the Apple Store and you can find us if you click on relationships or lasting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz. Have a good day.
It's great talking with you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Keep the convo going down below. Comment, like, subscribe. I will see you next time. But for now, I'm gonna get back in my comfy PJs.